Hello everyone. Come back here. We're going to do some more simplifying expressions. Expressions are something that aren't set equal to anything. We're going to simplify, meaning we're going to combine like terms. We're going to do it in distributing, and we're going to make it look simpler. We're going to summarize what we see because that's what simplifying means. And this time they're a little more complicated. If you look at it, there's some parentheses, adding, subtracting. So we have more than one operation going on, which means we are going to be doing PEmdAS. So don't forget, you have to do order of operations. And you can't have the calculator do everything for you because it has letters, which makes it seventh grade. If it had all numbers, I would just throw the whole thing in the calculator. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to do our PEmdAS. I'm going to look at this, and are there any parentheses? And your answer is yes, there are. Where you see the parentheses, we're going to draw a box underneath. And I'm doing question 2. I'm skipping around. You guys will do the rest, and you can do some more questions with me in class. So there's a 5 minus b. That would be 2 terms. I also want to make sure I remember to change any subtraction to adding the opposite. The thing that is touching the parentheses is the term that is being distributed. The 2a is touching the parentheses. So my 2a will touch the box. I am distributing the 2a. I am multiplying through the parentheses with the 2a. I am not distributing the 5A. That dude is walking down the other side of the street. He has got nothing to do what's going on in those parentheses. Okay, we will not stretch our rainbows that far. Matter of fact, I don't normally do the rainbows. When I grew up, we drew the rainbows. We're doing the aerial model. So I'm just gonna scribble this out because I rewrote it on the side. And distributing property is like doing multiplication. So that's gonna come before I do any addition. So 2a times 5, that's like 5 groups of 2 apples. That would mean I have 10 apples. And then I have 2a times a negative b. Well, the signs are different, so the answer is negative. There is also, it's probably a good idea for you to draw in the 1 there. And then if you want, you could put 2 times negative 1 into your calculator. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. A times B is A times B or B times A. The order doesn't matter because of uh, commutative property of multiplication. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite what I have. I never did anything with the 5A at the beginning, so I'm going to rewrite it. And I have what's in the boxes because I used, let me see if I can use a different color here. I used the 2a and the 5. I used the 2a and the negative 1b. So those things are gone now, and they turned into what's in the boxes. So I'm just going to write down the 10 apples and the negative 2ab. Now I can write plus and negative or subtract because subtraction and adding the opposite are the same. So all I did was the multiplication step after that, which was parentheses also. Parentheses was distributing, which is multiplying through. There's no exponents, multiplication and division, no, there's nothing like that left. Addition or subtraction, yes, but you can only add and subtract like terms. So if I circled this, are there any other A's? And it's just an A. It can't be something else. So I got 5 apples and 10 apples. That makes 15 apples. And then this negative 2b's got nobody to be with. So I'm just going to write negative 2ab. And those things are not the same. They might be cousins. They might hang out on the weekend, but they're not the same. So we're going to leave those things alone, and that's the final answer. So just to go over things again, let me talk about one of the most common mistakes. Now, you're not going to write any of this down. You're just going to watch here. Let me erase this stuff here. You guys don't want to erase this. You want to keep your stuff down there. What most students do is they forget order of operations. They start to read from left to right, and they'll do, oh, look, 5 apples plus 2 apples. Those are like terms. That's 7 apples. And then do this. And this is wrong because I did it right the first time because I followed the order of operations. I don't add before multiplying. So that makes that wrong. So I'm just going to get that off my page before you think about it. And the directions on this said to look for the answer down below, cross it off, and your leftovers are going to make some kind of weird statement. So if you don't get a statement when you're all done, then you know maybe you messed up one of them. So I'm going to look for 15a and a negative 2ab. I don't remember where these things are. I don't see 15a plus a negative 2ab, but I see minus. This is the same thing because subtraction, and you got to know this in case you have a multiple choice question, is the same as adding the opposites. So this one is down. I'm just going to write the answer next to it. Down. I'm all done with that one. Now I'm going to go to another one. I have more than one parenthesis. But before I do that, I think I'm going to take care of the subtraction first, because if I don't do it now, I might forget. So this first one is a negative 6. It's not subtracted from anything. And then I have a minus 3. So I'm going to change that to adding the opposite. That's a negative 7b, but I'm subtracting an a. So I'm going to change that to adding, and the opposite of a positive a is a negative a. And anywhere I see parentheses, I'm going to do parentheses first according to PEmdAS. There are 2 terms in the first parenthesis, and the second parenthesis also has 2 terms. The negative 6 is what is being distributed, so it's touching the parentheses. It's going to touch the rectangle. And right here I have a negative 3 touching the parentheses. So negative 6 times a is a negative 6a. You can't do it, so you copy it. I don't know what a represents, so just put them together. It implies multiplication. A negative 6 times 5b is a negative 6 times 5 would be a negative 30, and then we're going to copy the b. Okie dokies. Still doing the parentheses step, still doing distributing, otherwise known as multiplying. So now I'm going to do negative 3 times a negative 7b, and if you're not great with your integers, that's okay. Use a calculator. Negative 3 times negative 7, it's going to be a positive 21, and it's multiplied by b. You can't put the b in the calculator, so just put it down on the paper. And the coefficient on the a here is a negative 1. Negative 1 times negative 3 in the calculator is a positive. I almost put 4. Common mistake. No, it's not 4. It is positive 3a. Now I'm just going to copy what I have in the boxes. There was nothing else left outside the boxes. I distributed the negative 6 with the stuff in the parentheses, so that's gone. I distributed negative 3 with the stuff in the parentheses, so it's gone. Another common mistake is students copy this number in front of the box again, but it's been used. It's gone. What I have left is a negative 6a. Oops, I forgot the a. Let me put that down. Negative 6a and a negative 30b and a 21b and a positive 3a. I don't need to write 2 positive signs. It really doesn't look good. So then I ask myself, can this go any simpler? Can I summarize this even more? I certainly can. There are apples that can go together, and there are bananas that can go together. So I have negative 6 apples. Don't forget the negative with it, because obviously negatives and positives are not the same. So that will change your answer. Are there any other apples? Yes, there's positive 3 apples, which make a total of, let's see, negative 6 and positive 3. Put it in the calculator. Negative 6 plus 3. Get an answer. Or if you remember how to do that stuff from chapter 1, you can do it yourself. But I'm a big proponent of when you can use a calculator, you really should. So there's more negatives and positives. I have negative 3 apples. I'm going to go back to using my highlighter because it's a nifty tool. I would just want to change my color. Can I change my color? Pretty sure I can. Oh, should I do orange? Do pink or something. And let me see if this is going to do it a different color. If it doesn't, it's gray. And that's not what I picked, but I don't care. It's a different color. So I got negative 30 bananas with a positive 21 bananas. Let's see, 30 minus 21 is 9. There's more negatives, so that would be a negative 9. Let's see. And a negative 9, last name, banana. Okay. Change the first name, don't change the last name. Now, apples and bananas are not going to make a smoothie, so we're going to leave those alone. Negative 3a and a negative 9b is as simple as it goes. You cannot make it any simpler, so I'm going to look for that answer. And this is just like multiple choice. It seems silly, but you need to practice looking for the answers also. So I need negative 3a and a negative 9b. I think I found it right here at cannot. Because subtraction's adding the opposite. So that is the same. So this is cannot. So I'm going to write my answer up there so I know where to go if I get something wrong. I know where to go back. And this last one is my favorite. I have 3 parentheses. No big deal. So I can do this 3 times. And I'm first going to change any subtraction to adding. The opposite. Haven't had any double negatives yet, but don't think it's always plus a negative. If I have minus a negative, it's going to be adding a regular. But anyways, too much talking. Just remember, add and then change the next one to oppo. So I am running out of a little bit of room here. I don't care. I can do this. Lovely. There's zoom. I'm going to put boxes underneath every parenthesis. I'm going to put the term that's being distributed and touching the parenthesis right next to the box. Then remember, this is a negative 4. Don't forget the negative sign. There are 2 terms. 2 terms. 2 terms. 2 times the letter is 2 times the letter. 2 times a negative 1 will make a negative 2b because it said b. 3 times a is 3 times a. 3 times a negative 1 is a negative 3, and then times the b. Negative 4 times a is negative 4a, and negative, here we go, we got a double negative here. Negative 4 times a negative 1 makes a positive 4b. And if you don't mind, I'm kind of running out of room. So I'm just going to start highlighting like terms now. I'm going to add together some like terms now. Hopefully you will be okay with it. So I have 2 apples. And I have more apples here, 3 apples. We're up to 5 apples. Take away 4 apples. Leaves me with 1 apple, right? 1 apple. And I'm going to go back to my highlighter and start doing B's for banana. I have a negative 2B with another negative 3B. If you owe me 2 bananas and you owe me 3 bananas, you now owe me 5 bananas, but then you give me 4 bananas means you still owe me 1 banana. And again, put negative 2 plus negative 3 plus 4 in your calculator. You get negative 1. So I'm looking for a apple plus a negative banana. Remember, subtraction and adding the opposite are the same. So where is that? Apple, a positive apple, and a negative banana. Do you see it? I see it. It's right here. I don't have to write the ones if I don't want to. Okay, so that's the same thing. Realize that as A minus B, which is him. Now, you don't realize why this is my favorite question. I want to show you. Okay, make sure you have all that down, or you'll have to just rewind it because I'm about to erase everything and it's going to get really nice. Can you erase, please? Erase everything. Check it, check it. You're gonna like this. Erase. I don't have a song for erasing. Almost like feel like a PBS show. I should have a song for everything. Do 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 do. Please enjoy this ringback tone while you wait. Party cannot be reached. Okay. Check, 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 check it. Okay. We can only add like terms, right? So I added the apples with the apples and the bananas with the bananas. Check it, check it, check it. Okay. So back in my other video, I talked about parentheses and I compared it to like putting stuff in a basket. So check it, check it. These are baskets, right? Here's my basket, another basket, another basket. Check out these baskets. What do you notice about all these baskets? In each of my baskets is an apple with a negative banana. Maybe it's like a really brown, super ripe banana. An apple with a negative, nasty banana in each basket. They're all the same thing in the basket. So if you read this question and look at it differently, take a different perspective on things. Look, I got 2 baskets plus 3 baskets of the same things. That's 5 of my baskets. Take away 4 baskets leaves me with 1 of these baskets. Check it. 1 basket. 2 baskets plus 3 baskets is 5 minus 4 baskets is 1 basket of apples, of an apple with a negative nasty banana. Boom. Cool. Okay, I'm a math teacher. I definitely think that's cool. Looking at things differently is also cool. Life lesson. Take a different perspective. Check it out from another angle. Okay, so anyways, that's practice. You're going to need more practice. That's why there's so many problems on here. It's time to practice. Practice makes perfect. See you next time. That X button doesn't work. Note to self. I have to press the stop button, but now that I press the X button, the stop button's gone. How many videos does it take for a teacher to be able to press pause